You're watching Carolina and Company on the road with the Laurinburg Chamber of Commerce. Your source for fun, entertainment, and events right here in Scotland County. With your host, Cecil Chandler. If it's happening in Scotland County, it's on right here.
And hello, everybody. Welcome to Carolina and Company Live. We're on the road in Laurinburg, Scotland County, the Chamber of Commerce's. This is the show that lets you know about everything happening up in this area. Now, listen to today's lineup. This is unbelievable. We're going to be talking with Chief Williams, of course, right here in Laurinburg. And then we're going over to the Cypress Bend Winery. And let's see, we're going to the Scotland High School. Listen to this lineup. It's unbelievable. And also the Scotland Healthcare. There's just so many things we're going to tell you about on today's show. And you're going to learn more about the Laurinburg, Scotland area. That's what it's all about. On the road in Laurinburg. Thanks so much for being here. We'll be back in a moment. The chief is coming in. He said he's not going to lock me up today, so we're going to talk to him next. And welcome back to Carolina and Company Live. I've got Chief Darwin Williams with us now. We're right in the middle of the Scotland High School area. We're out on the football field right now, and we're going to talk a little bit about what all they do involving youth. But first off, Chief, I got to talk to you a little bit about your background. How long have you been in law enforcement?
This is my 23rd year, Steve.
23rd?
Yes, sir.
So you're not a baby at this outfit?
No. Physically either.
How long have you been here in Laurinburg?
This is my home.
Your home? You grew up here?
Grew up here my whole life.
All right,
yes.
Now you've been chief for how long?
I've been chief now going on my 3rd year.
3rd year?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now what we want to talk about, y'all have a lot of volunteer programs that y'all work with youth. I want you to talk a little bit about some of your programs that y'all work with youth.
Well, one, of course, is volunteering with Parks and Rec. It starts with Parks and Rec. You know, going in, you know, I volunteer and I still volunteer as the chief. This past year was my last year volunteering with Parks and Rec, and of course I went to a middle school where Mr. English's son was a player and a student over there. Parks and Rec is dear to me. Dear to my heart. I coached for years, football, girls softball, t-ball. I think it's important that you give back to the community because it gave so much to me. My mother was a scorekeeper for Parks and Rec for years, so it wasn't foreign territory for me. I knew going in what Parks and Rec entailed and what it was about, so I knew that it was something that I was going to do once I returned to Laurinburg, and I stayed with it for years to come, Caesar. I got officers on the department that also volunteered with Parks and Rec, and not because they had kids playing, because I got a daughter. I don't have a son. So, you know, I just knew that it was important that we gave back to these kids, and some didn't have fathers, and we were able to step in and be those fathers and, you know, just be mentors and just be leaders, you know, to help guide them through life.
Well, it's important to keep youth busy, keep them doing something, and that way they stay out of trouble. Don't even think about getting into trouble when they got so much stuff to do.
Absolutely, see. So you know, I don't mind the possibilities and the opportunities to get in trouble. It's there. You know, if we can keep them occupied, and it's only a few years. I often tell them, you know, you're only a child, you know, up until 18, then you have the rest of your life. So why ruin it in that small block in just those 18 years when you have the rest of your life to live? So we know it's important to help guide them and, you know, buy them some time so that they can determine what they want to become in life and who they want to become. So, all right.
Now, let me ask you this. If somebody wants to volunteer, what would you recommend to people to volunteer? Would you recommend that a good thing for people to do?
I would recommend anyone. And you know, there's so many areas. You got Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, you got Parks and Rec, you got the seniors, you know, just volunteer. Just do your part. You know, there's so many areas where the community can use help, and I would ask anyone, if you got the ability and the time to volunteer, get out and volunteer. And it's doing God's work, and that's what's important.
I got to ask you this. Does it make you feel good in here?
Caesar, it's rewarding. It's rewarding when I can look back, and I interviewed a player that I coached when he was 9, and he's now working on our department. And I can look back and reflect on how far he's come and who he is today as a man. He's engaged to be married, and to know that I played a part. And I don't do it for recognition. I don't need recognition, Caesar. Yeah. I've had a good life, and Scotland County's been good to me. And
it just makes you feel good, though, Chief.
It's the right thing to do, Caesar. All
right, I got to ask you this. They call you Duke. Why do they call you Duke? Tell me real quickly.
Well, I guess it has something to do with John Wayne, and we were playing.
I figured that.
We were playing football as a kid, and one day I went out there with boots on, and I was smacking them with boots on, and they ended up calling me the Duke.
All right, Chief, thanks a lot. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Thanks a lot for being here. We'll be back. Stay with us. And welcome back to Carolina and Company Live. We're in Laurinburg at Scotland High School, and we're on the road in Laurinburg and Scotland County because this is where we let you know about everything that's happening in this area. And right now we're visiting Scotland High School. And I got Fanny and Sharon with me now. Y'all have a lot going on here. You know, tell me some of the programs you run do.
Certainly. We have actually had an opportunity this year, Cecil, to incorporate some things that will allow our kids to get some on-hand experience for jobs that they possibly can pursue once they leave Scotland High School. And they have been doing a magnificent job. You're actually here today just looking at one of those particular enterprises that we have on Scotland High School campus. And it's a laundry that I don't think you'll find anywhere else in this state. Maybe not in this nation that there's one on a high school campus.
I have never seen one. Now, Sharon, what all are they learning here, Sharon?
They actually learn how to wash, fold laundry. They also learn how to press laundry. They also learn how to iron and various other items for this concerning with dry cleaning business.
Can I send my wife here?
Yes, you can.
Oh, I was just checking. I didn't know.
Are you sending her here for the laundry or for us to laundry something for her?
For a helper, to help her. All right, now, what else? You know, these kids, when they come in here, now, how long does this course last, or how long do they stay in here to learn this particular one here in the laundry area?
They're actually here, and they could be coming in and out of this. There are 4 facets to this particular piece that they have. There's a 1, 2, 3, and 4 that they could be in. So they could start being involved in this as early as their freshman year, and it could go up through their senior year that they're actually coming into this facility and actually working. But then as they get to that senior year, our hope is that we're moving them out into the community where they can actually have a job once they leave Scotland.
All right, now, what else do you offer type work programs like this here at the school?
You came in, and I think one of your persons that were with you may have been parking on one of the shelters that's outside.
Yeah, I saw that.
That is one of our enterprises as well. It's called a detailing shop, and they actually wash and detail cars here. And they do an absolutely wonderful job. That is a part of it. And we also have a cafe that is located here on campus.
Oh, really?
That is wonderful.
So
and
they can learn all kind of stuff to learn.
Sure they can. And it's not just for them learning about a career, but the things that they're learning are things that will help propel them in their everyday life. They're, as far as the cafe, being able to understand how to put together a meal that is actually good for them, and then taking care of their laundry and things that they'll need to go out and search for a job.
All right, so Sharon, you can see people that come in here and learn, and then they go out on their own and they can get into a business.
Yes, sir.
All
We
right,
get them
that's pretty
prepared.
good.
They're ready.
All right, well, we're going to talk to some of the kids now. Is that all right with y'all?
That is
fine.
perfect.
All right, we're going to go over and talk to some of the kids.
Sounds great.
You're watching Carolina and Company on the road with the Laurinburg Chamber of Commerce. We're showcasing different businesses and events to do right here in Scotland County. Brought to you by ABC 15 and the Laurinburg Chamber of Commerce.
All right, now we got some of the kids here, and this is one of 3 career programs they offer here at Scotland High School now. And now, tell me what you've learned so far in here.
We learn how to make people feel good, and we learn how to wash clothes, do the clothes that people want, like pressing, iron, basically everything.
You learned it all.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, that's pretty good now, because, I mean, I have to learn a lot, too. All right, let me go over here. Felix, what have you learned so far?
I've learned how to iron very well, and, like, she's taught me a lot, like, in life, so I would like to take this out and probably find a real job with this.
This will help you find something in the career line that you're looking for.
Yes, sir.
All right, now, can you iron a pair of pants without putting 2 seams in it?
Yes, sir.
You can? Oh, that's good. That's very good. All right, now, how important is this to you in learning something like this?
A whole lot, because once I leave this, I can take it out into the world, and I can take in the world what I learned.
All right. Well, thank you a lot. We appreciate it. We're going to talk to a couple more kids, too. All right, we got 2 more kids now. Hey, what's your name?
My name is Quayshawn Johnson.
Quayshawn, okay.
Tatiana McCormick.
All right, now, you're here in the laundry area, too, now. Is this helping you in what you want to do when you get outside of school?
Yes, sir.
All right, what are you learning here?
Like ironing and pressing and washing and drying clothes.
So you're learning this when you go home, you can help your parents do the stuff, too, can't you?
Yes, sir.
All right, now, what are you learning, young lady?
How to iron, wash, dry, fold.
Now, is this teaching you something you didn't know?
A little bit.
A little bit? So it's helping you. So maybe when you get out of school, you can find a job, and then this will help you, right?
Yes.
Well, that's good. Well, thank y'all both for being here. I got a pair of pants I want to iron in a minute. Can you help me?
Yes, sir.
All right. We got a lot more coming up on the road in Laurinburg and Scotland County. It's all about what's happening in this area, and you're finding it out right now. And hello, everybody. Welcome to Carolina and Company Live. We're on the road in Laurinburg, and I'm talking about Scotland County, North Carolina. And we're visiting a wine vineyard right now. This place has got a little bit of everything, a lot of grapes, everything. What kind of grapes y'all have here, Dan?
We grow muscadines.
Muscadine. That's what my grandmother used to grow. All right, now tell us a little history about the vineyard.
Well, this is a 200-acre farm, which has been in the family since 1807, 200 years. This is probably one of the most storied wineries in North Carolina. A couple came over from Scotland and took her dowry and bought 1,000 acres of land and called it Riverton. This is the southern end of that farm. Their names were Catherine Campbell and Daniel White, and you'll find later in our tour that a lot of our wines are named after the family names. In federal parlance, they're called fanciful names.
All right, now how many different types of wine do y'all make here?
We make about 15, and we make muscadine wines. We also make the other kinds of wines which are grown in the central part of North Carolina and somewhat in the mountains, called vinifera, and they are typically known as Chardonnay or Cab Franc, those kinds of wines.
Okay, now what kind of economic impact does the wineries have here in North Carolina?
The total economic impact from the wine industry, I think, is second only to golf.
Wow.
And that is about almost $2 billion, with a B, dollars a year. So it's a huge impact on North Carolina.
All right, now you're talking about we can come here, people can come here for tours, wine tasting. Talk a little bit about that.
That's true. We do tours and tastings, and if it's just one person that comes in and asks for a tour, we will do the tour for one person. We charge $5 for the tasting, and you get to take a souvenir glass with you, and you can call out the types of wines. We've got everything from sweet to dry, very dry, including some vinifera wines, and you can call out whether you like sweet or dry or somewhere in between, and we'll accommodate that request.
All right, we're going to do some tasting also?
We are.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Now, how long have you been in the winery business?
We've been here 10 years. We started planting our vineyards in 2002, opened the winery in 2005. Now, it's been a great ride.
That's what I'm talking about. Now, this is a huge place. I mean, you got so much in here to show people.
Right. This tract here is a 15-acre tract on which we have the winery, and we have 10 acres of grapes. The other 25 acres of grapes are about a mile north of here, giving us a total of 35 acres of grapes. That equates to about 250 tons of grapes a year.
Wow. All right, now I got to ask this question. Do you do your foot stomping? Y'all don't do that anymore, do you?
Well, if you turn around behind you, on our Harvest Festival in September, we do foot stomping.
Really?
We don't use that for...
You don't do it anymore that way.
Everything that we do almost is mechanical. Our harvesting is mechanical. We do mechanical crushing, which is we'll see that machine later on in another segment, I think. And we have a mechanized press. So now that doesn't mean there's a lot of labor that goes into it, but all of that stuff is mechanized.
All right, I'll tell you, Cypress Bend Vineyards, that's where we are, and we got a great time up here looking around and seeing all this stuff. And we are going to taste some wine, right?
Good, you are. That's
all right, if Dan says so, and I get a souvenir glass?
You get a souvenir glass.
Wow, can you believe that? All that's happening right here. We're up in Scotland County. We're on the road right here in Laurinburg, North Carolina, but we're out of the area just a little bit today in Scotland County. A lot more coming up. We've got so much to show you, and we enjoy being on the road in this area to let you know about everything you can find right here in this area. All right, stay with us. We'll be back.
You're watching Carolina and Company on the road with the Laurinburg Chamber of Commerce. We're showcasing different businesses and events to do right here in Scotland County. Brought to you by ABC 15 and the Laurinburg Chamber of Commerce.
All right, we moved on the inside now here at Cypress Bend Vineyards, and this is where they do all of the tasting. But before we get to the tasting, I've got to ask about the Jazzy Friday nights. Now, what's that all about, Dan?
Well, between our tastings and our Jazzy Friday nights, we bring almost 30,000 visitors into Scotland County a year. So that's huge.
That is big time now. This huge tent, y'all can accommodate up to how many people out there?
We can accommodate about 300 people in the tent, and in the summer when we push the sides of the tent back, we have over 600 people here. It's all beach music every Friday night.
Wow, you can't beat that. All right, now we're in here tasting the wine. All right, now this is what we're going to taste now. All right, Chris, we're going to try Dan. Now, what is this?
This is our cab salve. When we do a tasting, we start with the dry wines and proceed to the sweeter wines. And we make both, all the way from really sweet to really dry. So we'll do this one first.
That's dry. You got another one you can pour? Better pour it real quick.
Normally, we rinse and pour a white, but this time I've got another glass out.
Okay.
So we'll pour our Daniel.
Okay,
one
this
of our
is
family
Daniel.
names.
All right.
And that is our dessert wine, modeled after a
Ooh, I like that one. That is very good.
I thought you would.
You can taste the muscadine in that very,
exactly.
Ooh, boy, that's good.
Exactly.
All right, well, it's all here. If you want to come out, take a tour, or do some wine tasting, come out to Cypress Bend Vineyards, and you can find all about it. We're up in Wagram right now. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stay with us. And welcome back to Carolina and Company Live. We're on the road in Laurinburg and Scotland counties, and we're visiting a lot of places and learning a lot about it. Now, I know you're laughing already by seeing me in this outfit, but we had to put this on to come in here to interview the two doctors. All right, I've got Dr. Paul Rush with me and Dr. Ralph Carter with me, and we're in the Orthopedic Surgery area. Now, is this what we call the electronic machine, the robotic machine?
This is the robot right there.
That's it right there. All right, we're going to show you. Now, tell me a little bit of how that works.
Well, first we're able to take a CT scan of your pelvis or your knee or whatever, and then we plan the operation on the CT scan. We actually do it on the computer before we do it on you. And then when we go in the operating room, we do it as precisely on the person as we did it on the CT scan. So it's a new level of precision. But we've been doing similar to this for years.
All right, now, Dr. Rush, all right, well, I was told this is like one of only several in North Carolina. So for people to come here to have this advanced technology, it's a big deal.
It's a big deal. There's no one in South Carolina doing this, and only a couple of places in North Carolina. Certainly, we're the only place you can get a robot-assisted hip replacement in your viewing area.
Now, that's pretty amazing. All right, now, how long have you been in the business, orthopedic surgery?
Oh, my goodness, since 1985, whatever that is.
85. Well, I just found out a minute ago the man's from Timmonsville, South Carolina. How long have you been in?
Well, I've been here since 1987.
And all right, as you know, orthopedic surgery, there's a lot of people that specialize, but y'all do everything. Right?
We're general orthopedics.
General orthopedics.
There's some things we don't do, like spine surgery. We're not doing spine surgery, and we don't do some ultra specialty things in orthopedics, but we're considered general orthopedics. So we do hip replacements, knee replacements, shoulder replacements, fracture care, and things like that. So,
well, here at Scotland Memorial Hospital, I've never seen one of these. I mean, this is what's so amazing. And to look at the picture of, how clear that is back there, it's just amazing. And that's what the machine does.
Yeah, this picture is made off of a CT scan we make off the patient. That's right.
That's amazing. All right, so people watching right now, if they want to have some orthopedic surgery, come on back over, Doc. Don't go far from it. If they wanted to come in and see you about doing some type of surgery, would you advise them to come to here?
Absolutely.
Of course you would.
Absolutely.
To see the latest technology and everything, you've got everything going for you.
Well, one of the toughest things in doing a hip replacement is getting the cup where you want it to go.
Right.
And we can get it exactly where we want it to go.
That is what's so amazing.
And I think all my colleagues would say that's probably the hardest step in hip replacement.
Yeah.
That's the most
that's amazing. Thank you both, Doc. We appreciate it. And we're going to wrap it up now. And we've got a lot more coming up. And yes, I'm going to take this outfit off. Thanks a lot. We'll be right back.
You're watching Carolina and Company on the road with the Laurinburg Chamber of Commerce. We're showcasing different businesses and events to do right here in Scotland County. Brought to you by ABC 15 and the Laurinburg Chamber of Commerce.
And welcome back to Carolina and Company Live. We've got a great show today up here in the Laurinburg, Scotland County area, and Chief Williams is with me again, and we're talking about pride, and you brought this gentleman up with us, Chief. Now, tell me a little bit about him.
This is Javon Ratliff. This kid I've known his whole life, his entire life. He played Parks and Rec also. He gave us fits. He was on another team, and he gave us fits out there, but to see him today, it brings me joy to see the type of person he is today and his commitment to school and his family and the community. This is the reward.
That's the
This
pride
is why
you get. That's what you get.
what you get.
So he helped you a lot. Do you think he helped you a lot?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Really
All right.
well.
Well, that's good, man. I wish you a lot of luck there. We need more people like Chief Williams in the area, helping people, working with them, because if you keep kids busy and working, they're going to see the way to start with, and they're going to get there, Chief.
Yes,
I know
sir.
they will.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Scotland Pride, to me, I play football out here.
Yeah.
And you hear it, Scotland Pride, but Cecil, I think the true meaning of Scotland Pride is getting that true feeling of coming back to Scotland County community and giving it your all to make this community a great community and make the city of Laurinburg a great city. It's a commitment. Scotland Pride means you are coming back, you're coming back, and you're going to instill what was instilled in you while you were here as a student athlete at Scotland High School. I look forward to him for years to come, coming back to Scotland County and being a volunteer and giving back like we gave back to him. That's what Scotland Pride is about.
We appreciate you being here. Let me tell you, this is so great that the Chief gets involved, he volunteers, he does all this stuff, helping kids here in the Laurinburg area, and that's what it's all about. We've had another great show today. Don't forget, we'll be back next week with another great one. Tell them bye, okay? Tell them bye.